You have thrived on proving the doubters wrong. What would silencing the haters and beating one of the sport's pound-for-pound best mean to you?
Man, you know, I love this stuff. You know, I love a good challenge. This is for me and my team. I'm not proving everyone else wrong. I'm proving myself right at the end of the day. And so this is a great test. I know what I'm capable of. And once I beat this guy, it's just another check of a box, and people will have less things to say.
I let him do all the talking. And come to 14, we'll see what he about. How long you been boxing? 5 years? We'll see what he about come November the 14th. I definitely want to, put on a great show come November the 14th and make sure that I, show him what I'm about.
Jake Paul, the internet's most disruptive force, humiliated a world champion without even laying a glove on him. He has been relentless and brutally direct, not just in challenging Gervonta Davis, but in his mission to publicly dismantle him. Their November 14th clash is more than just a fight and a masterclass in psychological warfare.
$2 million, I'm not donating $2 million. I come from the hood. Not doing that. I give some, but I ain't doing $2 million. I ain't that damn rich. That's another thing about fighters. They wanted to box, or their father made them box. I had to box. I had to get myself out of my situation. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming to, I didn't say I'm gonna be this
champion.
Yeah, undisputed champion. Nigga, I was saying I need to get money. I need to get out of my situation. That's another thing why I say, like, once I get to, while I'm at this level, like, it's no point, like, it's no more point to prove to myself. Cause I already, you feel me? I did what I came to do.
Before the first bell has even rung, the fight is already being waged in the shadows of social media, press conferences, and viral controversies, with Jake Paul launching an all-out assault on Tank's reputation. This isn't just about who has the stronger punch. It's about who can break the other's will before they even step through the ropes. The first shot in this war wasn't a jab, it was a digital kiss that sent shockwaves across the internet. This came after other social media attacks, like Paul releasing a training video titled "Knocking Tank Out, Then Sipping a Celsius."
This workout's fueled by Celsius, baby.
In a move that left the boxing world stunned, Jake Paul posted a bizarre AI-generated video depicting him and Gervonta Davis kissing during a face-off. The clip went viral almost instantly, but it was Paul's audacious caption that truly ignited the firestorm. "They can never make me hate you, Spanky Tanky." This wasn't just trolling, it was a calculated act of disrespect designed to provoke and unnerve the undefeated champion.
Jake, big fan of yours. Just want to say what you're doing for boxing is phenomenal. You're putting it on the map. What you're doing with the ladies, with the Mike Tyson and UFC
I'll
fighters.
swing on you right now.
Nobody. And I love you too, Gervonta. I'm a big fan of yours. But I just wanted to tell this man what he's doing for boxing and putting it on the map, and just want to take my hat off to you.
Get the mic from him. Get the mic from him, for real.
What I want to say is, if you beat Tank, people are going to say you beat a smaller man. So what's the victory here?
Man, honestly, people always have something to say. It's old news, keep talking. At the end of the day, you're here. So whatever anyone has to say, just keep on saying it, please. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
Fans immediately predicted the fight would be called off, believing no fighter with Tank's pride would tolerate such a blatant mockery. But that's exactly where Paul's strategy lies, pushing the boundary so far that the fight itself becomes secondary to the spectacle he creates.
Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about it, what to really say about it. I've only been asked this when it's presented to me. That's when I think about it, and I can't really come up with a good answer for it. In a lot of ways, it doesn't make sense to me. Of course, we know the size differential, and the list goes on from there. I don't know, man. I think we're entering a generation now, or a phase now where fighters, I don't know. I don't know if his fighters. I don't know if he doesn't care about the legacy or if he feels like this fight doesn't matter. I'll get back to the legacy. I just don't know. This is truly not. It's not a legacy fight, but of course it is a generational money fight, you know, so I don't know.
Okay, say you're not won a world title yet. You're about to fight for the world title. Or that's the offer. You know yourself how you felt at that moment wanting to become world champion because you always get in that ring.
I can't answer this, right? So when I turned pro, it was about making money. When I turned pro, it was about just getting a better life. It wasn't really about belts. I didn't understand what the IBF title was when I won it. I didn't know who won it. I didn't. You know, I grew up doing it. I started boxing when I was 4 years old. So this is something that I just always did, and it was something that it kind of was a backup plan to college football. You know what I mean? Like that sounds ignorant, but that was my approach to boxing because I had done it for so long. I kind of like took it for granted, I guess. Yep. And because I had so many God-given abilities and I had a dad, like God blessed me with a dad that just was like, I understand this business and I'm not going to allow it to take advantage of you. My dad was literally shoving the business of boxing down my throat, and I was like, I want that. And he shoved it in my face so much that I finally picked it up and learned it before I retired. So before I have my world title, if this is thrown at me, I'd probably go for this because in my mind, this is what I came for anyway, you know?
This wasn't just a meme. It was a calculated blow in a much larger psychological war, leading us to examine Paul's own rigorous path to this moment. While the world was reacting to the AI kiss, Jake Paul was back in the one place his critics couldn't touch him, the gym.
August, I'm back, baby. And you've said in the past that you want to be taken seriously as a boxer. So if that is your goal, when can we expect you to start fighting legitimate contending fighters in your given weight class?
I think you're the same dumbass from the other venue.
I am
asked that same dumbass question,
and you didn't answer.
And
the
you're
first time.
and you're sitting here disrespecting Mike Tyson to his face once again.
I asked you a
Do you
question.
not think that he's a serious boxer?
Behind the outrageous online persona is a relentless, almost obsessive work ethic. Footage of his training camp reveals a man possessed, a stark contrast to the clownish figure he portrays online. The thunderous thud of his gloves on the pads, the grueling strength and conditioning drills, and the intense, full-contact sparring sessions paint a picture of a fighter who is leaving nothing to chance.
The amount of work I put in, though, kind of
justifies
it, for sure. People don't see how hard I work at all. And I think when people start to see it, they're going to realize how serious I take this shit. Yeah. And when people see it for the first time, they come to just one of my practices, they're like, holy I get it now.
He shed the skin of a social media star and fully embraced the brutal discipline of a professional boxer.
But there is some sort of like higher power, I think, that's like guiding my journey here.
Okay.
I'm very spiritual. And just the way that all the knockouts have unfolded and all the fights and the way that this is going, I feel like there's like a higher purpose for my career. And I think it's just to show kids that anything is possible and that if you really set your mind to something, no matter how many critics you have or how much you have to deal with, or if everyone hated you at one point in your career, you can overcome that.
Paul has repeatedly stated his goal isn't just to win, but to shock the world and build a legacy that no one can deny.
Yeah, this is the toughest fight for me from an experience standpoint. I know he's in his prime, 30-0 or whatever it is, undefeated, top 10 pound-for-pound fighter. I respect Tank a lot, and that's why I'm excited he's going to bring the best out of me. And I have to be prepared. I have to be the most locked in I've ever been, and that's what makes this a massive fight. So much is at stake because we're young, and we're just, on the tip and the brink of our careers and coming into greatness in our primes, like you said. And so the loser of this fight is going to be the embarrassment of the world. Their fan base is going to be let down, and everyone's going to see that, and it could be a career-ending loss, and that's what makes this exciting.
Yeah, I feel like it's no pressure on me. The only pressure on me is when I put pressure on myself. That's why I'm not going out here and saying I'm gonna knock him out or anything like that, you know. So we just gonna put on a great show come November the 14th, and the fans won that night, you know. I just want to put on a great show, and so everybody can, you know, be happy. For sure, you know, we know that Jake is much bigger than me and things like that, but we just gotta be smart when we get in there, and that's when my experience gonna play a big factor, you know. So
This isn't a hobby anymore. It's a calculated mission to prove that his power and dedication are real, a direct challenge to the established order that Tank represents.
What do you think is going to happen in the fight, genuinely?
what I think, you gotta wait and see.
Yeah, you're boring as fuck, man. My whole family was texting me. I just want to apologize to the audience for this
You
guy.
talk.
Like,
I'm not a
always the one that
talker.
have to sell
You
the
talk.
fights. My whole family
I
texting
kick
me.
ass for real.
God
What
damn.
you do? You just play around, like, you know, this regular.
That's what people want, brother. It's entertainment.
I can't even hear you.
Tell me and tell the people, why are you so confident in this fight?
It's preparation. It's knowing what I'm capable of. It's my team.
But while Paul sharpens his tools, Gervonta Davis faces his own battles, not just in the ring, but in the court of public opinion.
You know, if you like that YouTube fake boxing stuff, cool. If you're a real boxing fan, who doesn't like that, I feel them on that. But as a boxer, you know, if your heart's not in it, go get your money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you in there and nobody else. So go get your money if your heart's not in it. But if you're fighting for legacy, that's not the way to go. That should be like your last fight, the last thing you do. You know, if you're trying to, you know, build a legacy. But I don't think he chases legacy no more. Like, he even said he's not the face of boxing.
So, how does a king react when a court jester challenges his throne? For Gervonta Davis, the answer seemed to be a simple shrug. Publicly, Tank has projected an aura of complete indifference, dismissing Paul's antics and the mounting criticism with a cool confidence that borders on arrogance. When questioned about what fans and boxing purists think of the matchup, his response was telling, "Why should I care what they think?" It's the mindset of a champion who believes his skills are so far beyond his opponents that no amount of hype or controversy matters.
Can we still expect
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person's supposed to fight. Like, y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like, y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like, why, when it come to that?
But many see this as a dangerous underestimation. Fellow superstar Ryan Garcia publicly slammed the fight as a disgrace to boxing, echoing a sentiment that Davis is risking his legacy for a payday against a larger, yet less experienced opponent.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us some pounds. Tank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I am an abundance of and of which you have none of. Tank is telling anybody that will listen that there's a size problem. My skills and my experience in boxing, I do not have to wonder who's in the bar tonight. Any bar I go to, I rule the bar. No, it turns out that you don't. Just need some big guy to corner you, apparently. Boxing has never stood its ground. Boxing has never been able to explain why Floyd needed a half hour to get rid of a guy who's never boxed before. Tank Davis has already began this. When you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts like a dum-dum.
Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck him. And everybody that's cool with him. I mean, with him.
Tank, question for you. You're a proud father.
This creates a powerful question. Is Tank's silence a sign of unshakable focus, or is he ignoring a threat that's far more real than he's willing to admit?
Who were you gonna call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
why I'm the biggest in the sport. This is why everyone's here today. This is why I've had the most viewed fight in boxing history. So at the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm going to fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
This question becomes more urgent when you look closer. For one, his perfect record now has an asterisk next to it after his last fight against Lamont Roach ended in a majority draw. Furthermore, his unbothered image crumbles when you look at his past behavior, like when he emotionally posted that a previous fight was off before walking it back. This history supports Paul's claim that Tank is an emotional fighter, one who can be rattled.
Yeah, he's an emotional fighter. He gets upset easily. He's no matter what he does.
That's how I know you're not a real fighter.
He's
should
going
not.
to
You shouldn't tell
underestimate
nobody.
Bro, you took a knee in the last fight.
You
Like,
shouldn't.
you could have got 2 points taken off.
You're
bro.
not even listening.
You're always in your head. Like, at the end of the day, he thinks that the speed is going to make a difference. It's not. He has a lot of holes in his defense. No one has ever pressed him.
You shouldn't put a fighter on.
And you're going to see me knock this guy
That's
out.
how I know
That's
you're not
the
a
end of
real
the story.
fighter. When you at a press conference, you don't put the next person on point. You shouldn't do that.
What are you saying?
You heard what I said.
You say you shouldn't put the next person on point?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
What? I don't know what that means, bro.
Okay.
Yet, even as Tank projects confidence, past controversies threaten to resurface, potentially adding fuel to Paul's narrative of humiliation. The press conferences devolved into a theater of personal attacks. In one bizarre exchange,
You tattooed your fucking name on your forehead so you wouldn't forget, you dumbass.
That's not my name, dumbass. That's my daughter name, dumbass. And my son name, dumbass. And again, you got a mohawk. You fucking clown.
But Jake Paul's attacks weren't limited to memes and jokes. During a heated press conference, he crossed a line that many thought was off limits, bringing up the darkest shadows from Tank's past. Looking directly at his opponent, Paul brought up serious allegations of domestic incidents, stating that any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown. I got you a poodle.
Now, okay. Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on females or anything like that, you know how I mean? Female, like, come on, it will be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing, what's the name about that? But P Diddy.
It was a brutal, personal shot, moving beyond boxing trash talk and into character assassination.
Your thoughts, is Jake Paul someone you'd want to take on at one point?
Yeah, tell him this is my call out. Jake Paul, what up? What up, Jake Paul?
Tank Davis, somebody you've had some interaction with on social. What do you make of maybe the lack of discipline or arrest?
Lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. Is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
It's more than lack of discipline. Yeah. It's vile. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone that at all in the slightest. So it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, it ain't right.
Yeah, you're going to see the two biggest fighters in America go head-to-head with an amazing card. World championship fights back-to-back-to-back. And that's just how the MVP way we do it. And I'm going to come for a knockout of the year again. I've seen it in my visions. I've seen it in my manifestation. I'm sleeping this guy and going to create the most viral knockout ever.
Tank, same question. When people, those hundreds of millions of people tune in to Netflix to watch this fight, give me something you can guarantee that they're going to get.
You know that. Just excitement. You know, that's what I bring to the sport, excitement. That's why I'm the one that's doing the most at the gate.
This wasn't just about selling a fight anymore. It was a strategic, deeply personal attack designed to get inside Tank's head and dismantle his composure. With the personal stakes now dangerously high, the question became, how do those within the boxing world even begin to analyze a spectacle like this?
It wouldn't be that clear. They would use a different language, such as instead of calling it a fight, I actually don't see the word fight. They're doing this new thing where they call it exhibition.
Exhibition,
And the government, fighting and combat, MMA and boxing, it is the only sport anywhere except communist countries that is overseen by the government. And they took Saddam and his kids down. The first thing they did is free the soccer team. Only communist regimes oversee sport, except for the United States in combat. And the reason I bring that to you is it was just so corrupt, the government got involved. You cannot take it easy on a guy. I've heard Floyd try to say that before. I was carrying him for entertainment. Like, it's actually imprisonable. That doesn't happen.
With the rivalry escalating to such a personal level, the boxing world became divided. Opinions on the fight are not just split, they are violently polarized. On one side, you have Tank's camp, like his coach Kenny Ellis, who believes that skill, speed, and a lifetime of boxing experience will always triumph over size and hype.
So you're not worried about his power or his height or anything like that?
Not at all. Not at all. It's a few ways you can skin a cat, you know what I mean?
This view is shared by other champions like Shakur Stevenson, who predicts Tank will simply use his superior boxing IQ to outclass and outbox Paul, making it look easy. They see Paul as an amateur playing in a professional's world. On the other side are the purists, like MMA fighter Dylan Dennis, who scorn the entire event as entertainment masquerading as sport.
What do you make of Tank versus Gervonta?
It's a joke. It's a joke, you know. Yeah, it's a joke. It's gonna be like Mike Tyson. It's gonna be a sparring match, and after they're gonna just steal everybody's money. Same thing.
You gonna watch it?
No.
This is why I'm the biggest in the sport. This is why everyone's here today. This is why I've had the most viewed fight in boxing history. So at the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
Yet, there are some surprising voices in the mix. Respected analyst Chael Sonnen has shockingly predicted a Jake Paul upset, believing Paul's power and unorthodox journey give him a unique edge. Even Tank's own trainer, Calvin Ford, has cautiously acknowledged Paul's legitimate progress, warning that he can't be taken lightly.
Jake, I see y'all doing all this betting and stuff, right? And I'm looking at the fight because I'm his coach. This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person. My question to you is, where did 12-ounce gloves come from? Why y'all couldn't take 10 and he had 8? Already he given up 4 ounces of the gloves. I gotta say this because y'all betting all this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
So what do you want? 10 ounce? 8 ounce? What do we want?
If he the one said that, I'm gonna go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No, it's not.
On God, perfect. Then what do you want? 10?
No, I didn't say that.
So 10 ounces.
It don't matter to me.
Perfect. It doesn't matter to him. So back to what I always wanted, which was 10 ounces. Great.
Well, you just made something clear to me. You just
made
something clear to me because I didn't know. Because you fight at 10s, he fight in 8s.
Yeah.
As the battle lines are drawn, the core question remains: whose strategy and whose mental game will ultimately dictate the outcome of this unprecedented clash?
Now, you've gone from a 250-pound world heavyweight champion to a 135-pound, 5'6". I mean, it's bizarre. You know, you've got a cruiserweight fighting a lightweight.
Beneath all the predictions and personal insults lies a fight with a very strange set of rules, creating an enigma that's almost impossible to solve. This exhibition will be fought at a maximum weight of 195 pounds with 10 rounds and 12-ounce gloves. The agreement also includes full USADA drug testing and professional judges, a clear move by Paul's team to frame this as a legitimate athletic contest.
Jake said that I snort cocaine, that I'm a cokehead. My rebuttal to that was, I'll tell you what, you can test me randomly for the next 5 years for cocaine, if I can test you randomly for performance-enhancing drugs the next 2 years. And I never got a response on that.
For all of you Karens who accuse me of being on steroids as the reason for winning all of my fights, we have the strictest drug testing possible for this match. U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. Random drug tests at any moment. Oh, look. They're here now. Hey, USADA, knee in the cup. Looking good. See if you're on steroids. Clean as a whistle, contrary to what they say.
Are you on performance-enhancing drugs?
If taking Viagra counts, then yes.
I'm gonna need a yes or a no.
No.
Lucky you.
This is a massive advantage for Jake Paul, the naturally larger man, forcing a lightweight champion like Tank to move far outside his natural territory. The entire dynamic boils down to a classic yet extreme conflict. Can Tank's generational skill and devastating knockout power overcome such a significant size and strength disparity? Paul seems to think so, confidently stating that he sees holes in Tank's defense that he plans to exploit with his reach and power. This in itself is a form of humiliation, forcing a champion to play the game on your terms in a weight class that serves your strengths, not his. Yet, despite all the public animosity, it's worth noting that both fighters have privately acknowledged this is the toughest challenge of their careers. In the end, this clash has become far more than a boxing match. It's a referendum on the future of combat sports, fueled by Jake Paul's relentless quest for legitimacy and Gervonta Davis's struggle to maintain his fearsome reputation against a backdrop of controversy. The campaign to humiliate Tank has been fought on all fronts, through memes, mind games, serious accusations, and a training regimen designed to command respect. The narrative of awful training was never about what was happening inside Tank's gym. It was about the perception Paul created outside of it, a perception of a champion who was distracted, disrespected, and drawn into a circus against his better judgment. Will Jake Paul's campaign of humiliation succeed in toppling a king? Or is this just the new chaotic reality of modern boxing, where the fight for clicks is just as important as the fight in the ring? The answer will come on November 14th, when the talking finally stops, and the truth is revealed under the bright lights of the ring. So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.